The third part of the Iron Shirt Qigong practice is Iron Shirt 3, washing the bone marrow. And when I first heard about this, it really sounded like an esoteric practice, washing the bone marrow. At the time, I'd never even thought about my bone marrow, didn't have a relationship to it. And I think that's very common. We don't really consider our bone marrow until we have a problem with it. So what we want to do with this practice is develop that relationship with the bone marrow and our bone density. And this part of us that's, we tend to only think about our skeleton at Halloween, when we see a Halloween skeleton. And really though, it's a living, breathing aspect with consciousness, aspect of our physiology. And so we want to strengthen our bones, strengthen our bone marrow for a number of great reasons. The first reason I want to talk about is the blood cell count. So our blood cells are manufactured in our different bones, whether it's the arms, the legs, the bones of our hip, even the bones of our rib cage. All right, they have the function of creating the blood cells, red and white blood cells. And so by warming them up through the meditation practice, through the hitting that I'll demonstrate in just a moment, we warm up the bones, we get them doing their function faster, better, more efficiently. And the blood cells then carry that higher vibration of qi throughout the rest of our body. Also, our bone density that we mentioned. Osteoporosis is it's a big problem in the elderly of the United States. So increasing our bone density can actually strengthen us and slow down old age, or even reverse poor bone density. So some more about that if you get the chance to study this course in depth. Another part of the Iron Shirt 3 practice is called the Advanced Healing Love. And if you study the Healing Love, that has more to do with the sexual energy, working solo cultivation or with a partner. In the Iron Shirt 3 practice, the Advanced Healing Love has to do with massage of the sex organs. And this isn't really appropriate to be taught on a video, but it can be learned at a live retreat. It's in Master Chia's books, Iron Shirt Qigong 3. But what it does is it gives you a chance to detoxify and break up any sediments or trapped energy or trapped emotions that might be stuck down in the pelvic floor here. So whether your perineum or your sex organs, gives you an opportunity to bring more energy and awareness and consciousness down there. And if you think about it, our pelvic floor is really the basement of our body. And so anything we don't want to deal with, we can just stuff it down in the basement. Well, eventually that stuff wants to come out. So the Iron Shirt 3 practice gives us a gradual, slow way, consciously, to bring that stuff back up to the surface, release it slowly at our pace, and feel it reintegrate and open back up. Because there's a lot of energy down there. A lot of energy down there, but we want to make sure that it has a positive charge to it, and so that we can allow it to come to the surface when we're ready for it. All right, another aspect of the Iron Shirt 3 is the meditation. So in some of the other meditations you may know of the Healing Tao system, like the Inner Smile, we're working on the organs. The fusion of the 5 elements, we're working with the emotions, bringing those together. Here we're working with the bones. So you can imagine the energies wrapping around the bones. You can activate the ends of the fingers, the ends of the toes, just by, I'm kind of pinching them here, poking them, bringing awareness there. And I'm breathing in energy through the fingers, through the toes, imagining that it's wrapping around, almost like silk wrapping around a steel rod. I'm seeing that golden energy in my meditation visualization wrapping around those bones. And so by having that layer of energy between my bones and the environment, I'm able to have a thicker aura, so to speak, and so the winds, they hit the aura first. It's like a protective layer, rather than sick chi or bad energy from the environment, or people you're dealing with, or relationships, or places you're going, if there's sick chi, you create that boundary between you and it around your bones, so that's kind of another layer of protection there. So those are some of the benefits of the Iron Shirt 3 practice. The practice itself, it starts out with activating the bones, like I just talked about there, breathing in, bringing the energy there. You do some of the Iron Shirt 1 postures, where you're standing in the various forms, the various postures that we've got, feeling the bones open up like hollow tubes, giant tubes from the floor, from the ground all the way up. You do the sexual energy massage that we talked about, either with a silk cloth and or with your hands, massaging the genitals, getting more energy into there, testicles, ovaries, and the sexual organs, waking them up. There's an aspect of weightlifting, won't go into now, but there's a little bit of weightlifting that helps strengthen that pelvic floor. That's best learned from an instructor. Then we do the hitting, similar to the Tai Chi, to the Iron Shirt 2, where we use the sock filled with black beans in the Iron Shirt 2 to help the tendons. In the Iron Shirt 3, we wake up the bones with a hitter that looks like this. Now, this was a homemade one, and it's a bundle of copper wires taped with electrical tape. And by hitting my bones, it wakes up the bones, brings my awareness to them, wakes them up and gets them to functioning. It kind of says, hey, time to get to work, wake up. And it also helps grow the marrow in there so that fat cells and stuck energy doesn't have room in the bones, because the marrow is growing and kind of squeezing them out. So just like the Iron Shirt 2, we hit all 4 sides of the arm, all 4 sides of the leg, inside, outside, front and back. And we do the same thing, both legs. Then we move up the organs. And the vibration of this utensil goes about 3 to 6 inches into the body. So as you're hitting around your navel, your abdomen, your liver, spleen, stomach, lungs, it actually creates a vibration that goes in there and can shake up any stuck chi or stuck toxins that might be in there. Our large intestine's got a ton of stuff that can get stuck against the walls in there. So hitting around the large intestine can really shake loose some things that may have been in there for a long time. So after you do the hitting with the wire instrument, these are rattan sticks. They can be ordered at a martial arts store. I've got 2 of them, again, taped together with electrical tape. And you do the same thing, the same hitting here, but this one works on the nerves, the nervous system, and the lymphatic system, and the skin. And they call this ringing the golden bell. And the reason I think it's called that is because after you do this hitting around and gently on you can do on your head with this one, your skin starts to glow because you're bringing so much energy and aliveness to it. You shine like a golden bell might shine. So ringing the golden bell. Again, you do this the same pathways, helps energy flow through the meridians that go down your arms and legs and your organs, and on the back too, through the major energy channels there. So after you do this hitting exercises, and after you've done the massage and everything, you've got a lot of energy in your body. And it's really good to do some basic Qigong or some Tai Chi. If you've got a Tai Chi form, whatever kind of movement that you like to do, it's really good to do that after you get all this energy flowing around. And finally, you end with the 6 healing sounds and the microcosmic orbit to give it the orbit to give it a safe container to travel and store in the navel. And then the 6 healing sounds to release any of that chi that's came up all of a sudden. Some of it may come up too fast. Some of it, you may have loosened it up, and as the chi clock goes through in 24 hours, you may feel some of that energy come to the surface that you weren't expecting. So do the 6 healing sounds and release that at the end of this Iron Shirt 3 routine. So that's a brief overview. For more resources, Montauk Chi has videos out there. Michael Wynn has a Qigong Fundamentals 3 and 4 that goes deeply into this subject. But it's very much worth your time. If you invest time into this practice, it will yield results that you'll be very glad you spent the time on it. So thanks so much. Look forward to training with you in person. Really glad that you tuned into this video. And if you have any questions, let us know. Thank you.